Ever wondered what it really means for a car to be electric? We throw that term around a lot these days, especially with the rise of companies like Tesla, but is it just marketing hype, or is there more to the story? Are Tesla cars fully electric? That's what we're diving into today. Think about it. We use electric for everything from toasters to power plants. But a toaster uses electricity directly for heat, while a power plant might use fossil fuels to generate electricity. See the difference? So, when we label a car as electric, what are we actually saying? Historically, cars have been powered by internal combustion engines, or ICEs. These engines burn gasoline or diesel to create motion. They're complex, noisy, and produce harmful emissions. Then came hybrids, which combined an ICE with an electric motor. These could offer some fuel efficiency improvements, but they still relied on fossil fuels. Now, we have battery electric vehicles, or BEVs. This is where Tesla comes in. These vehicles, including Teslas, run exclusively on electricity stored in batteries. They have no tailpipe emissions, which is a significant environmental advantage. But does having a battery and an electric motor automatically make a car fully electric? To answer that, we need to consider all the systems in a car. It's not just about the engine anymore. Think about the lights, the infotainment system, the power windows, the air conditioning, the heating. All these systems require electricity to function. In a traditional ICE car, these systems are powered by the car's alternator, which is driven by the engine. So, even in a gasoline car, there's an electrical system. In a BEV like a Tesla, all these systems are also powered by electricity, but that electricity comes directly from the main battery pack. There's no separate engine-driven alternator. This is a crucial distinction. It means that every single function of the car, from propulsion to climate control, relies solely on electrical power. But let's go deeper. What about the source of that electricity? Where does it come from? This is where things get interesting. The electricity that charges a Tesla's battery comes from the electrical grid. And the sources of electricity that feed into the grid vary significantly. In some regions, a large portion of electricity is generated from renewable sources like solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. In other areas, fossil fuels like coal and natural gas still dominate electricity generation. So, while a Tesla itself produces zero tailpipe emissions, the overall environmental impact depends on the energy mix of the region where it's being charged. This is a critical point often overlooked in the electric car debate. It's not enough to simply say a car is electric and therefore inherently green. We need to consider the entire energy life cycle, from generation to consumption. This is sometimes referred to as well-to-wheels emissions. So, are Teslas fully electric? In the sense that every system within the car runs on electricity, yes, absolutely. They don't have an ICE or any other form of non-electric propulsion. They are BEVs, designed from the ground up to operate on electricity. However, the broader question of environmental impact is more complex. While Teslas eliminate tailpipe emissions, the electricity they use ultimately comes from the grid, which may or may not be powered by renewable sources. Therefore, the overall environmental benefit of driving a Tesla depends on the source of the electricity used to charge it. Let's also look at the manufacturing process. Building any car, whether it's electric or gasoline-powered, has an environmental footprint. Mining the raw materials for batteries, manufacturing the components, and assembling the vehicle all require energy and resources. While Tesla is working to make its manufacturing processes more sustainable, there's still an impact. Another aspect to consider is the battery itself. Tesla uses lithium-ion batteries, which are currently the most efficient and practical option for electric vehicles. However, the mining of lithium and other battery materials has environmental and social implications. There are concerns about water usage, land degradation, and ethical sourcing. Tesla is actively working on battery recycling programs and exploring alternative battery chemistries to address these concerns. So, let's recap. A Tesla is fully electric in its operation. There's no internal combustion engine, no gasoline, no tailpipe. Everything in the car runs on electricity stored in its battery. However, the electricity that powers the car comes from the grid, and the environmental impact of that electricity depends on how it's generated. Furthermore, the manufacturing of the car and its battery also has an environmental footprint. Therefore, while Teslas represent a significant step towards cleaner transportation, they are not a silver bullet solution to all environmental problems. They are part of a larger transition towards a more sustainable energy future, but that transition requires a shift towards cleaner electricity generation as well. It's also important to remember the efficiency gains. Electric motors are inherently more efficient than internal combustion engines. They convert a higher percentage of energy into motion, meaning less energy is wasted as heat. This contributes to the overall efficiency of electric vehicles, even when considering the source of the electricity. Finally, let's touch on the future. The technology is rapidly evolving. Battery technology is improving, making batteries more energy-dense, longer-lasting, and more sustainably produced. Charging infrastructure is expanding, making it easier and more convenient to own an electric vehicle. And as the grid transitions to more renewable energy sources, the overall environmental benefits of electric vehicles will continue to increase. So, are Tesla cars fully electric? Yes, in the operational sense. They run entirely on electricity. But the bigger picture is more nuanced. The environmental impact depends on a complex web of factors, from electricity generation to manufacturing processes. Understanding these complexities is crucial for making informed decisions about transportation and sustainability. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.